How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Hello and welcome back to Arcanum Gaming. My name is Richie, and today we're going to be taking a look at all of the point-and-click adventure games that I played in the first half of 2025. Today is also a special day because today is the 1-year anniversary of the channel. Exactly 1 year ago today, we uploaded our first video playing Flex Disc Golf, and very shortly thereafter we started playing Loom, which was the first adventure game that we played, which really is what kickstarted this channel. So today, let's go ahead and take a look back over what we've played so far this year. Alright, so the beginning of the year so far has been pretty busy. We've played a total of 11 adventure games. I am including Broken Sword 1, Shadow of the Templars, on the list. Even though we had started it last year, we played a fair amount of it last year, I should say, rather. But we didn't finish it until a little bit of the way into the year. So we're going to include it on this list anyway, even though I did it on my last year's ranking video as well. So Broken Sword, Shadow of the Templars. At the time that I recorded the last video, I don't think I'd quite finished it. If I had, it definitely all hadn't been uploaded at least. I was very pleased with the game overall. I didn't think it was as humorous as I was necessarily expecting from an adventure game at the time, but it wasn't really meant to be serious. And I feel like the second one so far has actually been a little bit more on the comedic side, but we'll get to that once we get to the end of the list. I did overall really enjoy the game. I really liked the story. It was a good game. I feel like it could have been a little bit better. Some of the puzzles were not necessarily straightforward, but that's pretty, typical, pretty normal for an adventure game. It was a lot of fun. I definitely enjoyed it. It's probably going to end up being towards the top of the list, but I'm not sure yet. So, moving on. The next one we played was the first short adventure game of the year, which was Milkmaid of the Milky Way. This was a very good game. Very short, but I enjoyed it. Again, it wasn't a funny one. It was a more serious one. I enjoyed the puzzles. I found the story to be interesting. Really what it was lacking for me, it didn't have any voice acting at all, and everything was spoken in rhyme. All the dialogue was in rhyme, which was okay, but not really my favorite thing. It was a good game, good short adventure game. Really felt in the spirit of adventure games, but yeah, it was good. It just felt like it was missing just a little bit of something. The next short adventure game we played was Nelly Coodalot, Spoonbeaks Ahoy. Excuse me. And this game, I mean, it was a pirate-themed game. I knew it was going to be fun, but I really wasn't sure what to expect. And this one, I really enjoyed. But the humor was on point. The voice acting was really good. I'm really looking forward to playing the sequel, The Foul Fleet. Haven't gotten around to that yet. I've been kind of all over the place with what I've been playing. But yeah, I really enjoyed the character. I liked the artwork, liked the voice acting. I thought the puzzle design was pretty good. It was a fairly satisfying game, except until the only thing that I had a gripe about this one was the very last puzzle. Trying to maneuver all those, can't even remember what it was, the things hanging from the ceiling. That particular puzzle was really frustrating. The rest of the game, though, was spectacular. Really enjoyed it. Highly recommend it if you haven't tried it. I'm really looking forward to seeing what the sequel's like. Up next, we played Ankh. The first one. This is a remaster of an older game, which I didn't realize until after I started playing it, I think. Ankh was fun, but it really, I don't think it held up to what it probably was when it came out. The graphics were okay for a game of its era, I guess, but I had issues with the hotspots a few times. I didn't necessarily have any issues with the puzzles. There were a couple places where I got stumped, but that happens in pretty much every game. I didn't think the writing was that great. The voice acting felt very, very flat. Really was kind of disappointed by this one. Not to say that I didn't enjoy it. I did have fun with it, but I did find myself to be a little bit disappointed, and so it's actually going to go down here for the moment. Yeah, honestly, if the voice acting had just been a little bit better, and it probably would have been a lot more fun. But I'm still going to play the sequels, and I hope that they're going to be good. But yeah, Ankh, it was okay. Definitely okay. Up next we had The Booze of Monkey Island. Now this is not technically an official game. This was a fan-made game, but I love everything Monkey Island, as I've mentioned before on the channel, so I had to play this one. And again, it was pretty fantastic. I'm actually going to put it pretty close to the top of the list. I don't know if it was better than Broken Sword. Again, obviously there's no voice acting in this one because it's a fan game. It would have been amazing if we had, Dominic Armato and a few other people to fill in for the voices. A very short fan game. The puzzles were good. The artwork was fantastic. And I know that the people who developed this fan game, they're also working on their own real adventure game. Can't remember what it's called. Something Adventures of Tango Rio, I think it is, which hasn't come out yet. I don't believe, but I'm looking forward to that based on what they were able to create here. Yeah, very, very, very fun. It was free to play, obviously, because it's a fan game, and I highly recommend it if you love the Monkey Island games. I think it comes in between. I think it was between Curse of Monkey Island and Escape from Monkey Island was where it's set. I don't remember for sure. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, very fun. Very nice artwork. Would have loved to have a bit longer, full Monkey Island game, of course, but, it was definitely more satisfying than Return to Monkey Island was. All right, up next. The next game that we played was the Blackwell Legacy. Now, I've heard a lot of good things about the Blackwell series, and I will say the story was pretty good. The writing and the artwork, the pixel art and all that stuff, it was pretty good. But I don't know, it just didn't hit for me. I really wanted to like it, and I know that I have all of the sequels as well. Hard to pass up when they're going for $1 or $2 on Good Old Games on a sale. So I will play the other games at some point. It definitely wasn't bad by any means. I just felt there was a very, very big lack of puzzles. That really kills me in adventure games when there just aren't any puzzles. Because, the story was fine. The story was good. And I definitely enjoyed it. But it is an older one. It started out as, it was an adventure game studio game. Not to, say anything bad about that, but it just, I don't know, there wasn't enough to do. It was just wandering around. Felt more like playing a visual novel than an adventure game, but it was okay. It was still decent, but it's going to end up at the bottom of the list, I think, for now. Up next, we had Powers in the Basement. Now, this was another free-to-play. This is a regular old game, though, not a fan game of anything, at least not that I'm aware of. This one was kind of on the opposite spectrum of Blackwell Legacy. It was all puzzles, and there was pretty much nothing else, but there were so many puzzles. There were items that you didn't need. Just it was thoroughly enjoyable. This is, I wouldn't say exactly what I want out of every adventure game, but I do like games with story and dialogue and all that stuff, but the sheer amount of puzzles and things to do in this game, things to think through, really, this one really sold me. It wasn't my favorite, but it was really good. I'm not exactly sure where I would place this one. It's probably going to be here, right in the middle. Again, it doesn't beat Booze of Monkey Island for me, and I don't know. This is a hard one, actually. This might be the hardest one so far on the list. But I think we're going to leave it here for the moment, and we're just going to move on. So the next game that we played, and this one we actually didn't finish until significantly after Willie Morgan, but Sam and Max Save the World. Now, Save the World was originally Sam and Max Season 1. This was a Telltale Games release. There's 2 more in the series. which I do have and will play at some point because I just love Sam & Max. I went into it expecting more of like Sam & Max Hit the Road, because I played that one last year, and if you guys remember my ranking video from December, I loved that game. It made me feel like the first time that I played Curse of Monkey Island, which is my favorite video game of all time. Not even just favorite adventure game, favorite video game of all time. And it felt like playing that for the first time. That's how much I loved that game. Sam & Max Save the World was enjoyable. The story was entertaining. The puzzles were there, but not great. And there weren't that many environments. There wasn't a lot to wander around and do. Again, I was kind of disappointed by this one. Based on the puzzle design, I should say. The story was phenomenal. It was fun. It was better than the first game, I would say. But as much as I loved it, it didn't make the top, which I was really expecting it to be at the top of the list for this year. But it's going to be, I think... Did I like it more than Shadow of the Templars? The Sam & Max humor and the quirkiness, I definitely liked more, but, you know, the actual adventure game, puzzles and everything, and Broken Sword, I think... This is another hard one. It's here or here. I'm not sure. As much as I love Broken Sword, I think I'm going to put Save the World here just because of the goat puzzle. I knew that the goat puzzle was going to be tricky going into it, and I still had to look it up. That's how bad it was. That's nothing against the rest of the game, but I think that's just going to tip it slightly in favor of Save the World for me. I just like the story and the characters and everything a bit more. But up next we had Willie Morgan. Now this one was another game. It was a really good game. I liked the writing for the most part. I liked the artwork and the environment. The puzzles were great. It wasn't quite what I was hoping for, and some of the dialogue, the voice acting wasn't amazing. One of the map pieces, like the Chinese fortune cookie thing, that was just a little weird to me. I really enjoyed the game. I thought it was good. The puzzles were good. It wasn't quite what I was hoping for or expecting, based on how long I'd had it sitting in my list of games to play. And I don't think it was a bad game by any means, but it definitely didn't beat out any of these other ones for me. I think it was probably better than Ankh. I think I had more fun with Milkmaid of the Milky Way. It's hard to say, but I think I enjoyed that one a bit more. I don't know if I liked it better than Ankh or not, but it was superior to Ankh in a lot of ways. So I think we're gonna place it here. I think we're gonna call that good. And that was the last adventure game that I've completed so far. Now, I did include Rosewater and Broken Sword Smoking Mirror, which I am currently playing. I haven't finished, so these two will find their way into the ranking video at the end of the year as well, most likely. Rosewater, this is one of the newest games that I've played. I think that has come out. It's one of a handful of adventure games that are new or brand new or coming out very soon that I've been, really looking forward to playing. I found out about it quite recently, right around the time it released, and I kind of jumped into it really quickly without looking into it a bit more. And I was expecting kind of more of a traditional Western, and it's okay, but it's set in, not quite a realistic setting. It's an alternate, kind of almost like kind of steampunky Western setting, and some of the just some of the stuff about the game. It hasn't been hitting for me. I'm obviously going to finish it because I'm not really one to usually quit on games. It's pretty rare that happens. So it's just honestly, I mean, it's definitely got better puzzles and stuff than Blackwell, but I don't know. I think it might go above Blackwell just because it's a bigger, it's more intense game. It's got better graphics. It's got good voice acting. And I will say that the first couple episodes I played of this, I was just really not enjoying it. The farther that I've gotten into the story, I've actually enjoyed it quite a bit more. The later episodes, some of the like side questy stuff traveling across the desert has been really cool. But again, I don't know about this one. So I'm going to put it towards the bottom for now. We'll see if it continues to grow on me. It might make it a little bit higher up on the list later in the year, but for now it's going to sit there. Up next, we have Broken Sword 2, The Smoking Mirror. Now, I don't think that Broken Sword 2's story is anywhere near as good as Broken Sword 1, at least so far. I am, several episodes into it. I've already got a couple episodes recorded that haven't gone live yet as well. I think that the puzzles and some of the more gameplay aspect of this are much better than the first one. I don't think the story is as good. Not to say that it's bad or anything. I just don't think it quite lives up to it. So I think it's going to end up just below Boozy Monkey Island, at least for now. And the gameplay's been great. The story's okay. It's not quite up to par with these guys up here. And I think Boozy Monkey Island just beats it out just a little bit, just because of how much I love Monkey Island. So yeah, I think this is where we're going to leave things for now. Again, Powers in the Basement, this is a hard one to place. And I'm not sure about the order of these two. I think based on the more recent episodes of Rosewater that I've recorded, I think it just beats out Blackwell Legacy a bit more. Just Blackwell just didn't have enough puzzles, honestly, for an adventure game. I just felt like I wasn't doing much. Which hopefully it'll be better in the sequels. We'll see. So yeah, so this is going to be my list, I think, for the first half of 2025. Let me know what you guys think. Is this the same order you would have placed them in? Would you put them in a different order? And again, this is just my opinion. Your mileage may vary with any of these games. I don't think there's anything on this list that I would say don't play. Rosewater and Blackwell Legacy are the only ones that haven't quite hit for me. Ankh again was a little bit disappointing, but they're all great games. I'd recommend trying it. Definitely these four. This one because it's free. It's free to play. You can't beat that. So is Powers in the Basement, but really any of these at the top of the list for sure. Yeah, they're all pretty good games, and yeah, I think we've had a pretty good start to the year. So we'll see what we get around to playing later in the year, and see if we get anything that beats this out. And then some point, I don't know if I'll do it soon or maybe I'll wait till the end of the year again. I am planning to do a full ranking video for every adventure game I've ever played, including the ones from last year, as well as all the stuff that I played previous to that. Obviously, we know what's going to be number one, unless something shocking happens between now and the end of the year. I don't think anything's ever going to beat out Curse of Monkey Island, but who knows? If you have any suggestions of adventure games that I should play, I've got a big library of games on the list, but if there's something in there in particular that people like and suggest, I might bump that up to the top of the list. So anyway, again, let me know what you guys think of the ranking. Let me know what your ranking is. Have you played any adventure games this year that are not on the list that you think I should play? Let me know down in the comments. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for being with me for one entire year so far. And until next time, have a nice day.